Have you ever noticed how nighttime feels emotionally louder than the rest of the day? During the day, life moves quickly. There are messages to answer, places to be, people to talk to, noise everywhere. Your attention is constantly being pulled outward. But at night, everything changes. The world becomes quieter, the lights dim, the movement slows down, and suddenly your mind has room to speak. That is why nighttime often feels heavier. Not because your problems suddenly appeared after dark, but because silence finally gave them space to surface. Memories return at night. Old conversations replay themselves. Small worries become larger. Questions about life suddenly feel impossible to ignore. And for many people, nighttime becomes the only moment where they are truly alone with their thoughts. The strange thing is that humans were never really taught how to sit quietly with their own mind. So when the distractions disappear, the brain starts searching. Searching through memories. Searching through fears. Searching through unfinished emotions. A simple thought can suddenly grow into an entire spiral. One memory becomes 10 more. One fear becomes a future that does not even exist yet. And exhausted minds are emotional minds. At 2 a.m, your thoughts rarely feel rational. The future feels scarier. Loneliness feels deeper. Regret feels heavier. Even tiny problems can suddenly feel enormous in the dark. But nighttime does not create emotions out of nowhere. It reveals the emotions that were already quietly waiting underneath the surface all day long. And sometimes, that can feel overwhelming. There are people lying awake tonight replaying conversations from years ago. People wondering if they are falling behind in life. People grieving old versions of themselves. People carrying silent fears they never speak about during the daytime. Nighttime has a strange way of making people confront the parts of themselves they usually outrun. And maybe that is why rain feels comforting at night. Why soft music helps. Why distant thunder sounds peaceful. Because gentle sounds make the silence feel less empty. They remind the mind that it does not need to panic just because things became quiet. A lot of people think overthinking means something is wrong with them. But often, overthinking is simply an exhausted brain trying too hard to protect you. Trying to predict pain before it happens. Trying to solve uncertainty before morning arrives. Trying to create control in a life that often feels unpredictable. But not every thought deserves your energy. And not every fear deserves your belief. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do at night is stop trying to solve your entire existence before sleep. You do not need to figure everything out tonight. You do not need to replay every mistake. You do not need to predict every possible future. You do not need to carry tomorrow before it arrives. You are allowed to rest even while things remain uncertain. That is something many people forget. Rest is not something you earn only after becoming perfect. Peace is not reserved only for people who have everything figured out. You are still deserving of rest while healing, while confused, while growing, while uncertain about life. And maybe nighttime is not only a place where fears become louder, maybe it is also a place where honesty becomes louder too. Because beneath the overthinking, beneath the anxiety, beneath the racing thoughts, most people are simply searching for peace, searching for comfort, searching for meaning, searching for somewhere their mind finally feels quiet for a little while. So if your thoughts feel heavy tonight, try not to fight yourself so harshly. You are human. Humans carry memories. Humans carry fear. Humans carry invisible emotional weight that others rarely see. And sometimes the quiet of nighttime simply makes those things easier to hear. But thoughts are like weather. They move, they pass, they change shape over time. You do not need to hold on to every single one. Tonight, let the rain soften the edges of your thoughts. Let the darkness feel calm instead of lonely. Let your breathing slow down. and remind yourself that your mind does not need to have all the answers before you are allowed to sleep. For now, rest is enough.